They're doing it again. Everyone loves when the Mambo are in town, and it's especially good when they're playing against the SPL. It's just a shame that we won't get to see them against the Scarabs anymore. Wait a minute. Inbound? Stuart? Snoopy? Scary D? Okay, they might not be called the Scarabs, but this is about as close as we're gonna get. On the back of a massive win streak in the Smite Masters tournament, Hex Mambo found themselves in the upper echelon of competition versus the Gilded Gladiators. People expected these games to be close, well, look, put it this way. These games aren't exactly the roller coasters that the old Hex Mambo used to put us through, but instead, this was more of an exhibition on just how damn good Johnny is.
Game number 1, the SCC versus the SPL. It's Hex Mambo and Gilded Gladiators, and we've got Dimes and Frog to bring the cast.
Hex Mambo, this is kind of a new style of draft for them. Johnny is on a brand new pick. We haven't seen it this weekend, but a little bit of action here.
Good night inbound, a pull in from Kha'Zix, and a slam down to the ground. The Maui takes out Sylvanas for the first kill of the game.
Kha'Zix and Spudio waste no time, and Kirmi now wasting no time.
What a phenomenal chain CC. Julio dashing away on the King Arthur with his 1,000,001 buttons to press. Kirmi following up Julio, who's going to dash under tower, a pull back in. Max range Cobra's Kiss there from Kirmi puts the Gilded Gladiators on the board.
Something we have not seen a ton of success on throughout the weekend. Variety tried to pick this up a little bit earlier and did not look great, but inbound, falling for the second time, only 2 minutes in, and we've got plenty of action on the side lanes.
Locked down by Johnny, does not use the hammer to teleport away, now stuck in this blue buff pit. A little bit of a death bane there from Kirmi to knock down Johnny a little bit farther. Scary D doesn't have the final touches for the Thor, who goes back into the fray. Kirmi, no mana, no HP, getting chased out by Julio, but guess who has made the rotation? It's Snoopy on the Marty. Jungle for jungle on the right-hand side.
But Scary D's the focus again.
And with no mana to his name, Scary D is going to be juggled in the air, slammed down by Julio. And the King Arthur takes down the solo Sobek Hex Mambo off to a blistering start here in game number 1. Here comes Kirmi though, blinking in on Spudio, who immediately hops on the horsey. Kirmi with the follow-up, stun, doesn't connect from Kha'Zix. Target has turned, but here comes Johnny from out of nowhere with a double stun. One goes the way of Spudio, landfall off the mark. Inbound, falling low, Johnny, no wall online. The double tap goes on to Stewart. Final shot from Johnny. The ADC falls, inbound, half HP under tower, and a 1-1-3-4 Thor is a good start here for the jungler for the Mambo. A knock up onto Johnny, a slam down from Kha'Zix. Rom snipes, raining down onto this engagement. Kirmi, the recipient of the apple. Spudio with the finishing touches, taking down the jungler. Johnny electing not to continue the engagement, hammering down on the purple buff, and Hex Mambo find yet another engagement that goes their way.
Stewart is still 5 levels behind. He is 5 levels behind at 13 minutes into the game. They've spent all of their time focusing the dual lane, and Kha'Zix hadn't had to do anything other than just stand there and look scary.
Speaking of Papatos, Spudio hopping on the horsey, getting out of dodge here. Up into the air goes Rom. One snipe connects.
Johnny up.
Same thing goes for the second one. Johnny down to create space for Spudio. A well-timed ultimate there from the jungler. Kirmi locked in the purple buff pit. Deathbane onto Johnny, who's forced to hammer away, but Kha'Zix wants to continue on the immobile inbound, who gets locked down. Snoopy is in from mid lane, up in the air, raining down poison from above. The tick damage on Johnny, not going to be enough to put the jungler in the ground. Same thing goes for Kirmi, and Snoopy between a rock and a hard place. Beads, Kha'Zix down, Hawk. Goodbye, Snoopy. This is a significant lead as the Oni Furies started up here. Stygian Beacon going to be back online in a moment. Inbound, pulled in, ultimate used as well. Discordia Apple just to slow down the support, who's going to be put in the ground. It's just a matter of who is going to claim the life of Inbound. Give it to Kha'Zix, why not? As the Fire Giant's gonna go down here for absolutely free to the Hex Mambo. The Gilded Gladiators scattered across the map. And so far, their hopes of winning this game number 1 against the Hex Mambo are looking to be scattered to the wind. It's Johnny and Scary D in the middle lane. Scary D taking the worst of it so far. Auto attacks to the face. That Hammer of Thor is doing it as Johnny's not quite done. Scary D forced into lurking in the waters, but look on the left-hand side. Meanwhile, the rest of the Hex Mambo forcing down this left-hand lane, and Johnny straight up soloing the Crocodile, beating out the Pluck, and down goes Scary D, the hope of this Gilded Gladiators team, as you said, Frog, as Hex Mambo It's Hawk, Kha'Zix, Spudio. It's the entirety of the team on this left-hand Phoenix already seeing damage.
No ultimate down, though, for Johnny, so that engage tool is going to be lost. But it's Johnny still in, just walking it.
Boom! Hawk blows up inbound in the backline. Snoopy raining death from above and falling down. Stewart with an Aegis to delay the death for one moment, but it's Spudio with an auto attack from downtown to take out the enemy hunter. There's a double for the ADC. Kyrmi, Deathbane away under the fountain. It is one member, the jungler of the Gilded Gladiators, to delay this game one victory, and it will be for naught. Kyrmi jumps in the back line. Johnny gets out of there. And Hex Mambo, the SCC European powerhouse, taking out the SPL Gilded Gladiators.
We'll see if the Gilded Gladiators can bounce back, or Hex Mambo gonna sweep through and make it 10 straight. Let's jump into game number 2.
Goodness gracious, Kyrmi dropping down, but no, it's Johnny and it's Ninechell picking up first blood. Snoopy finding one for the Gilded Gladiators, getting the newest, got us off to a rip-roaring start.
Maybe right to point out Scary D. Johnny will find the first blood for Hex Mambo, and they're continuing the push.
Julio, now the new target for Kyrmi. No knock-up on that turtle. Julio able to escape. Echel finds a 1v1 on Hawk in the middle lane, and this pick looks unstoppable here in game 2.
I don't know about unstoppable. Force him into the enemy jungle, and he's continuing on the W key.
Johnny is not afraid to fight on this Kali, typically a late game pick, but going into 3 members of the Gilded Gladiators, baits out the Echel. Old Johnny into the destruction with barely enough time. Kha'Zix trying to create peel for the jungler, who gets yanked back in with that landfall. Down goes Johnny, and continuing the aggression, the Gilded Gladiators find one more onto Hawk. Kha'Zix, low HP, low mana, but the same thing can be said for the Glads. Apple goes out onto Snoopy, and the damage is being returned on the mid laner. Ultimate coming out, but now Snoopy in a tough spot here as Johnny has triggered the destruction. Snoopy's the target, but Snoopy turns it right back around, is on the killing spree. Kha'Zix completely out of mana. Lockdown here from the Maui. Stun connects Kyrmi with the auto attacks, but it's got to be Snoopy. 4-0-2 on this E-Shell. Kha'Zix would love to turn things around here. He's going to snag inbound, pull him back into the team, but it's Kyrmi blinking forward onto Spudio, who heads into the air to rain down fire from above, immediately dropping down as poison is being spewed onto the enemy ADC. Spudio finds the grayscale. Kha'Zix yanked back in by a landfall. It's going to be the duo lane of the Hex Mambo, falling as the final ticks of damage come through. Snoopy on a rampage. The Gilded Gladiators find 2 and the Gold Fury. Johnny, Hawk hovering around the area. Hawk, no Apple to come out. It's going to be the Gilded Gladiators needing to secure this one. They destroy the Gold Fury, but Johnny doesn't want to give this up completely for free. Leaps in, doesn't find Kyrmi. And between the 4 members of the Gilded Gladiators, Johnny will find his 4th death of this game. This is a ticking time bomb, right? Johnny on this Kali.
Whoa.
As Kha'Zix is going in aggressively, Apple finds inbound. Here comes Kyrmi blinking in with the ultimate, taunting in the mid laner. Landfall off the mark there. Johnny is between 3 players of the Gilded Gladiators. Snoopy forcing the Hex Mambo back under this tier 1 tower. It's Stewart who has made the rotation from the left lane. Snoopy falling low. A well-timed Aegis keeps the mid laner alive, allowing Kyrmi to put the finishing touches on the Kali, who finds the 5th death of her game. Kha'Zix and Hawk defending the mid lane might not be advised here. Hawk, death rains down from above. Hawk falling low. Final shots coming through from inbound. Only one more auto. Not going to find it on the mid laner. Snoopy does fall to Kha'Zix in the meantime, and it's a retreat here from the Glads.
I'm amazed that Hawk is still alive in that fight. He actually might not be up for as long as he fakes the blink in and peel. But
Scary D didn't fight the kill, and Hawk the Apple comes out, and Scary D dies. Hawk's still alive with a slim amount of HP.
They're on the Pyromancer. The Gilded Gladiators still looking to push this lead.
It's only Hawk here to defend. Cancel that. Julio has made the rotation in as well. Kyrmi with the ultimate, rainbows slamming into Julio there. Kha'Zix has joined the fray as well. Snoopy takes down the solo laner, but Hawk answers it back with a kill onto Kyrmi. Kha'Zix and Johnny aren't willing to let this one go for free inbound. Solar Swing does find his way out of this engagement. Kha'Zix wants to keep this rolling, though. It's a landfall in. Hawk is eviscerated. Stewart finding the final touch on that kill. Kuzumbo a dash away, but 4 members of the Gilded Gladiators chasing this turtle down. Stewart with a double kill. Primal Fury started up here by the Gilded Gladiators. Spudio and Kha'Zix trying to defend this objective. It's falling low. Landfall.
Steal it!
Gilded Gladiators grab the Gold Fury, they confirm it.
Yep.
Scared me, Frog, as Johnny, Kha'Zix, and Spudio are continuing the chase down here. Johnny wailing away on the Gilded Gladiators. Destruction is forced, a leap out, but in the air is Stewart, who cannot find the final shots onto the jungler. One shot connects from the ROM, 2 shots connects, 3 is off the mark from Spudio, and the Gilded Gladiators able to grab themselves a Primal Fury and get out scot-free. Both these squads now contesting this Sijian Beacon a little bit more aggressively than they have in the past. It's Julio from the solo lane knocking up Snooki, and it's Spudio knocking it down Snoopy. Stewart is the target here. It's Kha'Zix and Julio in the backline, but Stewart immediately taking to the sky. It's that get out of jail free card, but here comes Johnny. The Hex Mambo want this ADC to die, but a great pull back in from inbound keeps the ADC alive for a moment longer. Scary D taking out Hawk in the backline. Johnny just will not give this one up. Leaping away is the Kali. Snoopy making the rotation in the back, and Johnny blinking directly into death. It is a 2-for-0 swing. The Gilded Gladiators grab a Pyro, grab 2 kills, and are on the hunt. It's 4 members of the Mambo up against the Gilded Gladiators. Kirmi already dropping low to half HP. Julio versus the world here as the King Arthur is swinging away. Immune for damage for just a moment, but is going to slam down and escape as well. Hawk takes out Kirmi in the backline. Kha'Zix looking to keep the engagement rolling here on the Gilded Gladiators, who run away with the tail tucked between their legs. The Hex Mambo find a pick onto Kirmi and retreat back to the Oni Fury. Here we go, Frog. The objective started up by the Gilded Gladiators, dropping to half HP. Julio blinking in aggressively. Kha'Zix forcing the backline of the Gilded Gladiators out of this fight, but falling low in return as the damage is raining down from above. Spudio takes out Scary D. Snoopy turns it right back around. It's a 1-for-1 so far. Astral arrows fired from above out of Spudio, and it looks like it's going to be a 1-for-1 trade for the moment. Kha'Zix for Scary Do.
And now he might get picked out here. Another grouping from the Gilded Gladiators.
The Glad see an opportunity here, but Julio wrapping around the backline, knocking down inbound to low HP, forced out by Isho. Kirmi finds Hawk in the backline, who was at low HP. Kha'Zix spinning around, knocking up the Gilded Gladiators. Finds 1 in return. Johnny ripping through with that chin-sized Kali. Stewart to fall as well. A double for the Kali. Snoopy, low movement speed. The immobile E-Shell being chased down here by a movement speed enhanced Kali. Blinks in, stun, off the mark, over the top, jumps. Snoopy only delaying death as Johnny picks up the triple.
Johnny comes alive and is the superstar of that fight, and it's because of the patience that comes through. He waits in that green buff and is just I won't even break it down just yet. They've got a Phoenix on the left-hand side. They might push this forward. Okay, I got a little bit too excited.
Yeah, the Gladiator secure is in the grayscale no longer. Snoopy walking in from base. The Fire Giant down to a 1/4 HP. Scary D trying to create space here, but Johnny just rips through the solo laner. Stewart in the back line, forced up into the sky as well. It's Julio and Kha'Zix taking down the backliner. Kirmi does find the Kuzumbo, but Johnny finding another kill in the meantime. That's 3 again. Johnny cannot be done. 4. Johnny with the penta leaping out of his chair. The Gilded Gladiators cut down by the Kali.
I am speechless. We were talking about how he had to come online. 2, 6, and 2 was not going to cut it, Dimes, and it sure didn't cut it. He ends the game 10, 6, and 2. They've got the fire minions. They've got the opening here. The Titan will get taken down by Hawk, and only 10 seconds remaining on Scary D. Surely they will be looking to end. Maybe not. They've got to back off. Johnny wants another pentakill, so he'll give it another 5 minutes or so. All of the cooldowns were used to kill the tanks, and Johnny waltzes in. He's just walks right in. He finds the remaining 2 carries and picks up a pentakill here on the Masters stage. 30 minutes in, Hex Mambo have the reins on this game.
Fire Giant falling down to half HP. It's basically Spudio on the objective. Kha'Zix in the back line, playing the distraction. Here comes Kirmi and Scary. Scary already dropping to low HP. Spudio forwarding shots into the solo later. A 3-man landfall, but it doesn't matter. Kirmi drops to Hawk, who falls to low HP, dashes away. The Hex Mambo on the back foot here for the moment. Scary D dropping low to the auto attacks from Spudio. Hawk picks up a triple for himself onto Scary D. Johnny ripping through with the destruction. A divine Kali on the map inbound. Yanks back in. Julio protects Snoopy for a moment here. And it's a low Hex Mambo versus 2 more from the Glads. It's a left-hand Phoenix weak, a half-health Titan. Fragile hopes of the Gilded Gladiators here. As Kha'Zix moves in, Julio is here as well. Stewart spitting poison from the Marticarus. Spudio in the backline, falling low to Kirmi, but it doesn't matter because Johnny is here. A double kill, immortal for the jungler for the Mamba.
And now it's 5 versus 3 to defend against the Titan.
The entirety of Hex Mambo moving in to the base. The Titan at half HP. The Gilded Gladiators forced back under their fountain as the Hex Mambo are going to go unscathed here at Smite Summer Masters.
Remaining undefeated, 10-0 in total matches at this point of the Hex Mambo, and for good reason. In game number 1, they look brutal.
What an incredible game. What a pentakill. What a 2-0 by the Hex Mambo. Let's chuck it to the desk to break it all down.
And who better to talk to than the man who just got his pentakill, Johnny, standing by for the post-game interview.
The man of the hour is Johnny from the untouched Hex Mambo here joining me. We gotta kick things off by talking about the pentakill. On the Kali, fully built up, walk me through what you see and how you pick up that 5-piece.
I mean, I could kind of tell by the fight, like my team, like we kind of won even without me, so I could kind of tell by literally on first kill it was kind of penta, so yeah, nothing special.
Nothing special, says the man who just picked up a competitive pentakill here at Smite Masters.
And that big, juicy pentakill set them up for a matchup against the Oni Warriors, the unstoppable juggernaut of the Pro League. And that matchup was super uneventful and nothing of note happened at all, and you definitely shouldn't expect any video about it anytime soon. See you never!